Triple H and Brock Lesnar were on part 10 of episode 74. I kind of don't care about this match at all. I said in multiple different venues that if I find myself needing a bathroom break, I probably wouldn't mind doing it in this match. It really is a shame because I do not care one way or the other about this match. The
I
most
think
important part of this match to me, and this is really sad for WWE, if they, they want everybody to love this and all that. I'm gonna mark out at at HBK coming out, and that is it. The whole rest of the match, I couldn't care less.
you do not like the new intensity they brought to the feud.
I don't even think it's been that intense. I think it's been the
Well,
same.
at least the one
feud.
segment where Triple H busted Brock open. I mean, that never happened before.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
And the
Okay
the
with
gimmick match itself, I don't think it's going to be a repeat of their SummerSlam match. You know, that was all about him working for the Kimura, working for the Kimura, working for the Kimura, fails, works for the Kimura. This is more just let's just beat the shit out of each other.
I really hope that this doesn't turn into one of those.
I don't see.
We stall on the outside, and Buddy's got the sledgehammer, and he does this little shit thing with the sledgehammer, and that's supposed to look fucking devastating, and I do not care about this at all. And in the retirement stipulation, that makes me care even less about it because
it makes it easier to pick, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, even if Triple H did lose, you know what my reaction would be? Oh, wow, I didn't see that coming.
I think he's going to.
And that would be it.
I think he's going to lose, too, because I see him making himself the headliner for the WrestleMania 30 Hall of Fame.
I hope to God that doesn't fucking happen.
I think the when they put Shawn involved, I think that sealed it for me that he was going to lose, just because, like, that he has his career-threatening match, he loses, he doesn't have a reason to compete anymore. He's the COO, whatever. Like, he's done in the ring. He's done all the feuds.
He's just doing the last few big money matches, but he's going to be completely taken over by the backstage role.
I totally disagree.
You think Hunter is going to continue wrestling for big money matches?
Well, because he face. Who's he got left to face?
WrestleManias. He will continue doing WrestleManias, and I believe there's a couple more people that he would want to face.
Come on, you
what
do
about
not.
The Rock?
You can't say you don't see Triple H. You know, let's say he's actually retired. He's done. He's just doing backstage stuff.
I don't see him retire. I don't see him retiring at all.
You can't see him putting himself as the headline act for the 2014 Hall of Fame. That's something he would totally do.
Yeah, but he would still be an active competitor. I don't believe that
No.
I
he's
believe
retired.
that he will come back, and he'll probably won't be as frequent as he is at the moment. I believe he'll come back
at the moment, though.
He had 2 matches the whole year.
Doing the SummerSlam, and then
now if we were talking 2009 before that, yeah, he's fucking active all the time. Get the fuck off my TV.
No, but
he's not all that active anymore. He does like 2 matches a year.
He'll go from doing the Big Four to doing just WrestleMania.
Yep.
And
I'm gonna go with.
Well, he doesn't even do the Big Four. He did SummerSlam and WrestleMania last year, and he did WrestleMania and like 2 B pay-per-views the year before that.
Yeah.
But before that, he only went to Extreme Rules.
He's doing it because he believes he can make, and I won't say it is because he can make money. He believes he can make money, and the problem is
Brock's making the money. He's the way bigger draw.
I know, but he won't see it that way. He'll see it as the way of, I'm making the money here because I'm working the match with Brock, and the fact that the SummerSlam
Brock's making his money for him. Well,
Vince, but this is Triple H we're talking about, though. Triple H has always
steer me in your direction, because I agree with you 110%, but I just don't see him retiring. I feel that this match was put together to give him the win over Brock, to pay the favor.
Right.
The same as Cena versus Rock 2
listen to this.
Put together for that.
Okay, so Triple H is a businessman. He knows how much of a draw Brock is, and Brock is supposed to be a beast. Him taking any more losses is going to affect his drawing power greatly.
I agree.
It kills him.
It's Triple H, though.
I know it's Triple H, but why the fuck? And especially when retirement doesn't mean jack shit in wrestling, except if you're Shawn Michaels, apparently. Why would you risk, killing an investment that cost who knows how many? I know Brock doesn't give 2 shits because he's getting paid a whole bunch of money anyway. But why would you risk killing,
jealousy
the aura and drawing power of Lesnar? Yeah, but he's not even going to be wrestling that much longer.
Why would you throw yourself in a SummerSlam main event with a guy who already put on a 5-star match with Cena
I wouldn't say it
right?
was 5 stars. It was something different, but that was definitely not a 5-star
No,
match.
but
It was
in the
one of the
fan,
better
the general
matches of the year.
consensus was it was very well received. People loved it. It drew,
Yeah,
right?
because
And it
it was
was,
kind of like a shoot fight style match. Like
yeah,
Lesnar
yeah.
just beat the piss out of
Now,
him for like 10 minutes, and Cena hit his
what
finish,
did
and it
he
was
do?
over.
What did he do with his SummerSlam match? He twisted that and had it go into a whole back and forth bullshit match and like, oh, I'm as strong as Lesnar. I can, I can look like I'm going to beat him.
Because he
And
should. He's Triple H.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, what sucked about that is people expected Lesnar to take him down and beat the shit out of him just like he did to Cena.
yeah,
And Triple
He
H
broke
fucked
his
around.
arm twice.
Yeah, but at the same time, Lesnar fights a certain way. They expect, the UFC Lesnar to just come down, beat the shit out of somebody, bust them open in the head. And Triple H never got taken down once during that match. He got caught in the Kimura and tapped out, but he never got taken down like Cena did.
Well, here's another thing as well.
Whereas I think
Then
that'll change with
he
this match in
came
particular.
back. He came back, pissed his pants, and bloodied up Lesnar. Right? He pissed his pants and he bloodied up Lesnar. He's already got payback because he's busted the guy open and broke his arm.
Mhm.
Right? Now, he's having this match with Lesnar. There is no way in frigging hell that he's going to get beat again or have his arm broken again and then
He's
lose.
not going to get his arm broke. He's probably going to get pinned by like an F5 or
Or
something.
This
you know
is
what I
the
mean?
thing.
Or lose to Lesnar again, right?
He
A second
should.
time on the
Should.
biggest
I think he
stage of them
will.
all and retire.
Now, see,
No way.
Because
It's
here's
going
the
to
thing.
sound awfully foolish if he does lose.
There are two.
You know what, Mike? I've said this time and time again. If I basically I'm proven wrong, I will sit there and I'll tell you, okay, I was wrong. That's it. But on the whole level of this feud and how it was set up, it's set up namely to give Triple H that win. I don't see. I know they've raised the stakes, or they're trying to raise the stakes, but I don't see it as important as they're trying to make it out to be, and it's because
You believe it's a foregone conclusion that Triple H is going to win.
that
Right.
not just
I
that,
do too.
it's-
I do too.
it-
Now, this is my position on this, and I'm going to echo a lot of Burhan's statements here. To me, in my mind, Triple H, he lost his match at SummerSlam, and what have we seen in the past with Triple H? He very rarely loses. And we can do that whole discussion about Triple H never puts people over and blah 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 blah. But he very rarely loses. If he does lose, he almost assuredly gets a win back, if not 2 or 3 wins to kind of like cement
Unless
that
it's
he's
like Undertaker
I
at
was say
WrestleMania.
Undertaker.
right. Yeah,
He never got that win back.
It's not every single time, but it is a situation where Triple H does protect himself really well.
But he should, because he's on his last legs
no.
of his career.
He absolutely shouldn't, but that doesn't mean that he won't. That's the problem.
He hasn't
And
done that in years, though. That's
the-
the thing.
Well, the Triple H thing with Undertaker, if you look at the match last year, he had that match won, and everybody says the same thing when they talk about that. He was made to look like he beat the Undertaker, but he just didn't want to do it because it was a situation where
The year before that, the Hell in a Cell was way more competitive. It was the year before that, the No Holds Barred match, where he basically
What's that whole if you don't want to pin him, I'll pin him, I'll end it and all this, and Shawn Michaels breaks up the pin instead, and Triple H should have won at that point and all that. He always has these fail-safe kind of things in there that make it look like Triple H, if he does lose the match, well, he could have won and that kind of thing. So I think with this situation, what we're going to see, he's going to put Brock over as an equal, if not a better competitor. But he's going to come out the winner. And whether or not that means that he wins because of a clean win, where, the sledgehammer comes into play and he just wins that way, and Brock Lesnar takes some more time off and comes back and fights somebody like Sheamus or whatever, or he wins because of Shawn Michaels interfering.
okay.
Either situation, I think that Triple H isn't retiring here. Now, there's a couple of reasons why I don't think Triple H is retiring. One, I don't think that he would retire to Brock Lesnar. I don't know if they are like buddies backstage and he would want to do that necessarily or what, but I just personally can't see that happening. Two, I don't really think that he's going to retire in the same sense as everybody else did either. We've seen Ric Flair had a retirement match at WrestleMania with Shawn Michaels, and he has the retirement match. He loses the match. He retires. Shawn Michaels 2 years later has a retirement match against Undertaker. He loses the match. He retires. Triple H now is going to have a retirement match. What is something that Triple H has done multiple times before? When people can't do something, Triple H comes along and he can. Whether that's he beats somebody who's unbeatable, whether that's No Mercy or whatever, where he comes out, he beats Randy Orton for the title, he beats an Umaga who was really like set up pretty well at that time, and then loses half-assed to Randy Orton. He does stuff like that all the time. So Triple H here, if you have a third person in that little of a time period, be the one to have a retirement match and lose and all that. I don't know. I just don't see it coming. I think that in their mind, Triple H gets his win back on here. Everybody's happy. And then it doesn't hurt Brock Lesnar that much because it was a no-holds-barred match. It was Triple H and all this other kind of stuff. If he lost the match to Alberto Del Rio, or he lost it to... Or if Triple H was in a retirement match against The Undertaker for the streak or something like that, then a lot of these factors get thrown out there. But Triple H and Lesnar right here, I think that this is essentially built up to not make Lesnar look bad at all, but to make sure that Triple H still wins. And the retirement thing is just to make you think maybe he is going to retire.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if you... This is the thing. Okay, we're talking the top matches. So these are the world title matches, the streak match, and the main card. Let's say Ziggler does not cash in at all. You have Del Rio retain the world title. I mean, the next match that we're going to talk about is pretty much a foregone conclusion with Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
The main event doesn't even have a heel. It's two faces against one another.
Well, it's John Cena's the heel.
Yeah, well, yeah, the crowd, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
No matter what, there's no heel. That's all faces going over in the top matches. You need at least one heel to win at a WrestleMania. I mean, Lesnar's a heel. You think they're going to have a clean sweep of babyface just win every single top match at this show?
A clean sweep. I'm saying it's going to be something where Triple H sort of defies the odds and defeats.
But he's still winning.
That's
You're
still
still
a
saying
clean
he's
sweep.
going to
That's
win.
still all four babyfaces winning.
Yeah, it's still a clean sweep.
Probably will try and make Lesnar look strong because of the fact that he's got his next sort of prey to the pounce on. But you will not have Triple H
on top of that,
this type of match, because even he said it himself time and time again. He would want to retire. He wants to have one sort of last match either against Shawn or someone else.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
No, that was end of an era.
They're going to keep it in their little close-knit group. Right? If he was actually generally going to have someone like retire him, I doubt it would be someone like Lesnar, because I don't
the Undertaker
think
last year.
there's no respect as well in terms of these guys.
Who would it be if it's not Lesnar then? Who of this current crop could do it?
I don't think he's going to retire like that, though. I think that Triple H...
He already is
is
retired.
Let's say next year... say Triple H doesn't retire. Next year, The Undertaker is retiring. Like, that's his last WrestleMania. He 22-0, whatever. They do, like, maybe he's in like a WWE title match. He does the Trish thing. He wins the belt. We know he's going into the Hall of Fame. He's retiring. He vacates it or whatever. If Triple H is going to retire at like a WrestleMania 30, he's not going to want his retirement to be overshadowed by Taker's. That retirement's going to be a hell of a lot bigger. He goes out here where he's the only person that's retiring, and then he does something huge like going into the Hall of Fame the next year. That's my mentality.
I didn't even think of that, and that makes
the way
it
I
better.
see it, though, the way I see it, you've got Rock versus Cena, which it's the headline. It's the biggest thing in the pay-per-view. Triple H retires now. He's going to be overshadowed by Rock versus Cena, by Taker versus Punk. Do you think he wants his retirement to be overshadowed by these two matches? No. He's going to want it so that
How do we know that Taker Punk is even going on after Brock and Triple H?
This is what he wants to encompass the pay-per-view. His retirement would have to mean something.
See, I think, too, when it comes to the placement of the card...
Ric Flair's retirement didn't main event WrestleMania 24.
And he's Ric Flair.
No, but see, I think that the placement of the card is going to speak volumes to this. I think that Triple H and Brock Lesnar is not going to be in the closing hour and a half of the show necessarily. It could be that middle of the road point.
Like the Flair HBK for Mania 24. It's like fifth.
I think it's the third to last match, honestly.
And when you guys were talking about having too many baby faces win, what if the match that you have follow right after this is the Shield, and the Shield comes out and they win? You know, they could do that kind of a thing. And baby faces winning at WrestleMania is not really a bad thing anyway. I mean, we've had WrestleManias where a lot of baby faces
expect at least one heel in a top match to win. And
the Shield and the six-man tag is considered.
It's not going to be that.
It's not really a top match, though. Like,
no, but you don't. The way that they book their cards, they don't book. You build up to every match and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. They throw a big one and then they buffer and we do all that. So, you know, you can have the Shield after Triple H and Brock Lesnar because we've had Divas matches before the main event.
Yeah, there's a buffer match. Now, huge match and another for a breather.
And when it comes to we need to have somebody boo when we win a match, obviously we're going to have John Cena get booed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they have to know that ahead of time, that John Cena, when he wins the title, he is going to get booed. And, you know, we can have The Undertaker, that'll make everybody happy. We can have Triple H, that'll make everybody happy. You know, but the John Cena thing, that's going to be the boo. And I don't think that there's really any question in my mind that Triple H is going to lose the match. I think he's going to win. Now, if he does lose, I'll be incredibly shocked. But like I had mentioned before, the amount of shit that I give about this match is so low, and the amount of shit that I give about Triple H at this point, where I don't really care to see him anymore. If he loses, oh well. I care more about whether or not they're going to squash Fandango.
There's two other things to consider that we didn't cover in this whole thing. Having Shawn there means that if he does lose, then that he can have his little swan song goodbye thing. And like I said, I think Lesnar Triple H goes on third to last. It's that, then a buffer match, then the WWE Championship match. Also, there's another thing. So I forgot what I was going to say. Because Burhan cut me off, so I don't remember.
Sorry, I apologize for that. It's
oh, I remember now. If Triple H retires, it's not going to be like everybody else who retired at WrestleMania because he's still going to appear on the show all the time. He's
a corporate suit. He's still going to show up on screen.
He's going to be there, so he doesn't need that Shawn Michaels retiring the last match of the night type thing because Shawn Michaels isn't there every week. Shawn Michaels is there every 6 months. It's just a way to transition him
to be permanent backstage guy. No more cerebral assassin. No more fucking King of Kings. He's a fucking suit now.
And Braden brought up the Undertaker. Braden brought up the Undertaker point too, and the Undertaker thing about Undertaker probably having his last match next year. How many more people is Triple H going to face? He doesn't have anyone else.
How is he going to get a match bigger than this next year? He's not.
Brock has Brock Cena 2 still, and
I mean, he's got Brock Rock.
Yeah, he's got Brock Taker.
Well. Yeah, Brock.
I'm thinking we're going to see Triple H in that capacity where he doesn't have that retirement, where he just kind of, maybe he even wins this match and he comes out and just goes like, hey, you know what? I'm kind of done with this stuff. I'm
retiring anyway.
I'm a businessman and I'm not retiring, but I'm kind of not doing this anymore. And in that way, they could have him in random stuff down the line without having to bring back the retirement thing. You know what I mean? Nobody.
I just want to see it. It's for me. You're looking at it, and you're looking at the way this feud has sort of gone on. Triple H, in all intents and purposes, he still feels, in my opinion, that he's in the Mark Helmsley era sometimes, because he's walking around with that leather jacket on and t-shirts and the jeans when he's not pissing himself, and he attempts to be the guy, the cerebral assassin, I'm dominant Triple H type guy, and still thinks he can do the same things that he was doing way back when he was actually at the peak of his career. And that's the problem. You're going into this match thinking, okay, the stakes are high. There's no possibility that he can win it, but that's what makes the win even more, certain for him, because he will end up winning the match and say, "Oh, I fought all the odds. I defeated Lesnar after all these stipulations and stuff." And you are right; it would crush Lesnar's capability to
it would hurt his drawing
be
power.
a legitimate badass. But I don't.
And that's what
think
this new
he
Brock
They
cares.
need to keep him winning on pay-per-view, and Triple H does not need to be wrestling anymore. As I said, enough with being the fucking King of Kings.
He should have retired ages ago. But
come on, he's not that old. Like, he's not Undertaker age, but
Should have retired
it's not
after
that.
last
It's
year,
just
honestly.
in terms of character.
They should have never had that multiple matches with Undertaker in the first place.
The last year was
Yeah,
like
it should have been the
perfect
Sheamus feud that took him out.
match.
Either the Sheamus feud, or instead of HBK Undertaker for the retirement, it should have been HBK against Triple H for retirement.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
And Undertaker should have fought Sheamus or Wade Barrett or somebody else who was a
John
big
Cena.
person at the time.
John Cena.
In terms
That's
of
next year.
Oh, for sure.
In terms of drawing power, there are probably about 5 or 6 guys ahead of Triple H who draw the big gates, but he still wants to be considered in that sort of bracket and feel, if I don't work this year's WrestleMania, then there's not going to be a draw on the card, and it's
He views himself as an Undertaker or a Shawn Michaels.
he
was-
views himself higher than he actually is.
He
But-
is on that level, though.
He's not on a level of a Rock, Cena, Taker, or Brock, though.
Yeah,
Absolutely, he is.
I don't think he is.
I
don't
think
he
he's-
draws anywhere near as much as those guys.
I think he's a shy underneath them. I can see why
he's
sees himself
definitely
in
a
there.
step or two below all those guys. Clearly.
He's certainly above Randy Orton.
yeah, no, definitely.
Maybe you can compare him to Undertaker, but I still think Undertaker is a bigger draw than he is.
Oh yeah.
He's above your Orton's.
He's nowhere near a
your
Rock or a
Batista's.
Brock in
He's
terms of a
above
draw.
like Eddie Guerrero's. It basically anyone who's in the upper mid card, and sort of cracks the main event.
He's a little higher than that. Yeah.
He's
Yeah, I'd
above
put him
those
higher than
guys.
that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
final predictions. What do you guys think, Braden?
I'm going out on a limb and saying Brock's retiring him.
Peyton?
I think Lesnar's going to win.
Peyton, what do you think?
I am going to be torn on this one.
Kind of like X-Pac's ass.
Hopefully not that torn.
The X
Only a
reunion
little
he comes out.
torn.
Brian?
My opinion on this. I believe Triple H will win and will live to fight another day.
Jester?
Brock Lesnar, here comes the pain.
And I'm going to go with Triple H. We have 2 more segments here for our what's going to end up being about a 3.5-hour episode. So if you
The longest in like Smack Talk history.
yeah, the longest one. But it's WrestleMania, so we need to supercharge this. If you're still listening to this and you haven't said fuck it, then I commend you.
So
So
really love to hear our opinions on wrestling. So
Right.
thank you for staying this long. I mean, we still got 2 fucking matches to go.
right, we have
And that I'm awesome. Just like leave it in the comments.
so we have Undertaker and The Rock. There are 2 matches coming up. So see what's coming up in part 11. You're coming your way right now.